Hi everyone, we're Dave and Bree.
Stop giggling! You're carrying on like a pork chop.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel.
Why are you recording this now? Hi everyone, Dave and Bree here from Where the Wild Butlers Are.
Welcome.
Hi everybody, Dave and Bree here from Where the Wild Butlers Are. Welcome to our channel. We're going to talk a little bit about our journey from swagging it to the van you see behind us.
So yeah, when Dave and I first met, he took us away camping with the Rovers, and I had never really been camping before in my life. They run a checkpoint for the Hawkesbury Canoe Classic, and he was saying, it'll be heaps of fun, we'll go camping, have some drinks and just chill out, and then we just have to check some names off and things like that as the night goes on. And I was like, oh yeah, sick, okay, sounds fun. Anyway, we got there, we were sitting by the fire and we'd had a few drinks and stuff, and I was getting ready for bed. I actually had to go to work the next day, I think.
About 1 a.m. or so, and Bree asked me, so we're going to set up where we're going to stay, and I said, yeah, sure. So I went to the back. I had this old 4Runner at the time, and I pulled a swag out, kicked it out, tied the top of the bull bar, and said, there you go.
I remember being like, so where do I get changed? And he was like,
in there.
And I was like, okay. Mind you, I was still trying to impress him at the time, so I was wearing makeup. I was expecting somewhere for me to be able to do my makeup before he saw me in the morning, let alone the fact that we were just lying down on the floor. So it was a bit of a...
shock to your system,
yes, it definitely was. But, it was still fun. So we continued to go away with the Rovers a lot and with our family and things like that. So, yeah, we actually then bought another swag. And so that one had poles in it.
Yep.
And fly net and things for being able to breathe.
Because I couldn't breathe.
And then from there we progressed. We ended up having a Oztent RV5 tent. Had that for a number of years. We used that. We do a lot of we did at that time a lot of camping with the Rover Scouts and helping out on other events, things like Dragon Skin. Dragon Skin, if you don't know, it's a big scouting event. It's for kids aged 14 to 18. They hike around and all the older scouts and some ex-scouts and leaders go and set up campsites for them and activities for them to do over the Easter weekend. Yeah. And then at one point decided that it was all too hard drying out canvas when it rained and so on and so forth, that I decided that I would look at building a canopy for the back of the ute. It was a 1900 long canopy. We had some storage boxes underneath where the bed was. I had a fridge that I sort of knocked up at the metal shop I was working at the time that sort of dropped out the side of it. So the bed folded out and had a pop top in it, just enough that you could almost sit up in bed without banging your head.
Almost.
And we took that, we did a 2-week trip through South Australia.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was like my first taste of the outback.
My darling wife here, before we left, she sort of asked, but when we get to these places, we'll be able to get fuel. And I was like, yeah, of course you get fuel. She was thinking more of
I was picturing like
a service station.
Like a Caltex or like your BP, or your Nibblies and, coffee and things like that.
But she kind of quickly learnt that a lot of these places, there's a small general store, some bread that was about 3 months old in the freezer still, at $9 a loaf. So it was a bit of that was another big sort of eye-opener trip. And then probably close to a year after that trip, we fell pregnant. Well, wait, I didn't. And climbing in and out of the canopy wasn't the easiest, and definitely not with a little baby belly. So we decided that we'd get a van, and managed to buy a 1994 Viscount Nipper. Had some water damage in it and whatnot, but we bought it home, and I had to strip out walls and change the bed.
Okay. So it started with, we'll just get rid of this, cupboard because we don't really need it. and it will give us a bit more space here, blah blah blah. It was a very small minor. We were going to just do minor. It wasn't going to be very big at all. But yeah, so had to take out, pretty much gutted the whole thing. And then put everything new back in, new fridge, new stove, new sink,
flooring, put a new lift up bed in with storage underneath, a new storage rack over the head of the bed, did a whole bunch of work on all the electrics.
New table.
Yeah, built a new table for it that dropped down, and we took that van on a few trips. We did a trip down the Darling River. And then we did a dragon skin in that one as well, and we camped for a week up Katoomba in that one, in the middle of the bushfire, when the bushfires were going through there, with our little Viscount Nipper on its maiden voyage after we finally finished all the renovations and that. We were heading down on its first trip, which is dragon skin down in Penrose State Forest, and we were driving down there. We had to leave a little late because I couldn't get out of work early, and on the drive down, about 20 minutes out of home, there was a lot of traffic in a suburb called Ryde, and someone came out of the side street and drove straight in the front corner of our
and it was just
caravan.
We couldn't believe it.
It turns out really next to no damage to our van, which was good. It caused a bit more damage, as you can see in a couple of the photos,
just
to the other car. I had the van inspected. There's a local caravan place to us called RV Go. The guys up there are really, really good, so shout out to them. They inspected it for free for me, had a look through. He said, look, there's nothing that warrants really needing any work. We buffed out the scuff marks and that, fixed up a tiny bit of the trim, and that was it. So
yeah, it was good. It was very lucky.
Anyway, a little while later, it was decided that we needed a van with a bathroom and a toilet.
Yeah, it was. We were talking about going away to Big Red Bash in 2020. You're not allowed to really leave anything there. It's you come and you leave nothing behind, including grey water and black water and things like that. We were thinking about it and how we were going to manage that without a bathroom. So it just became pretty clear that we needed something that would be able to store all that for us.
And maybe something a little bit more suited to off-road. The little Nipper, although it was very light and was really not a off-road caravan, served its purpose really, really well, and sort of sad to see it go because there's a lot of work put into it.
Yeah.
And then, so then we bought this van behind us.
Oh, we love this thing. Yeah, so we've had this, we bought it April 2020. And then obviously, as everyone knows, we don't really need to talk about it much, but the
COVID.
Bloody Rona hit. So that was great. And we were stuck at home the majority of the year. We still got away a few times in this. We'll go through all the specs of the caravan in another video.
Anyway, that's who we are. And if you're out and about, come and say hello. See if you can find out, I guess, where the Wild Butlers are.
Did you press stop?
Yes.
I don't think you did.